Okay, as you can see, this is a background company Aaron Berhad. Aaron Berhad is a public company that has been listed on the main market of Bursa Malaysia. Security Berhad since 11 May 2005. Okay, next, this is company background Able Group. This company have 4 directors, which is Yon Chong Ki as a chairman, Datuk Lim Kim Huat as company managing director, Loy Hang Swin and independent non-executive director, and Last Chong Man Seng is an independent non-executive director.
Ratio and trend analysis for Able Group Berhad in 2019 and 2020. For current ratio, Able Group Berhad in 2019 4.41 is more than year 2020, which is 3.7. Able Group Berhad quick ratio in 2019 is 2.88, is faster than 2020, which is 2.26. Next, the net working capital of Able Group Berhad in 2019 was greater than 2020. Based on the table below shows the activities ratio of Able Group Berhad. Among of them is total asset turnover, account receivable turnover, average collection period, inventory turnover, lastly fixed asset turnover.
For leverage or debt ratio in 2019 0.05% more than 2020, which is 0.04%. For debt to equity ratio in 2019 is 3.28%, was higher than 2020, which is 0.32%. Okay, next, profitability ratio. As you can see in the slide, majority 2019 is better than 2020, but only for gross profit margin that have 2020 is more better than 2019.
Ratio and trend analysis for Aaron Berhad in 2019 and 2020. Liquidity ratio. First, current ratio, current assets and current liabilities. Second, we have quick ratio, current assets, inventories and current liabilities. Third, net working capital, current assets and current liabilities. You all can see the slideshow for more details. Next, we have activity ratio, total assets turnover says total assets. Second, we have inventory turnover says and inventory. And third, we have fixed asset turnover sales and fixed assets. So for more details, you can see and read the slideshow.
Okay, for leverage or debt ratio, Aaron Berhad's debt ratio in 2020 increased at 0.96%, more than 2019, only at 0.47%. Meanwhile, for debt equity in 2019 was the highest than 2020. Next, for profitability ratio, the total equity and asset for Aaron Berhad in 2020 was the highest than 2019. And for gross profit margin in 2019, only 0.21%. Was the lowest than 2020 at 0.23%. However, operating profit margin and net profit margin have no difference in 2 years.
For comparative analysis, each company has 4 calculations, which is liquidity ratio, activity ratio, leverage, and profitability ratio. For the activity ratio, on the average collection per period per day's occurrence of increase, while all the asset, account receivable turnover, inventory, and fixed asset had decreased. All of activity ratio had been decreased year by year. For leverage, all the content, which is a debt ratio, debt equity, and times interest earned had been shown increase.
Overall analysis in 2020, almost all companies in trouble because in 2020 disease outbreak begin to spread with is COVID-19. This is because profit for all companies is dropped down and not like before this. However, even company in trouble for profit, company of Able Group is still the same, for not having higher debt than Aaron Berhad. Aaron Berhad have more higher debt from year 2019. So, if I was an investor, I would like to choose Able Group to invest, and this is because that company have more stable than Aaron Berhad. They have stable outflow and inflow cash, and also they do not have higher debt. It can make profit and have own advantage in investment for this company.